Hello, everybody. So today I am going to be walking through another online tool that we can use to supplement Engage New York and that we can use in our virtual teaching. And today, this is a website that you might be familiar with already, and it's called Zearn. Is built completely around Engage New York, and it is an online learning platform for kids. It's kind of a blended model. When you have it in the classroom, half your kids are on Zearn, half of them are with you working. And I know that some teachers in Alba have really had success with that. Uh, though I know not everybody uses Zearn, I think this is the best online platform we can use for grades 3 through 5 because it only goes up to fifth grade, unfortunately. So let's sign in and we're going to talk about a few things. So I'll sign in. You can sign up with, when you sign up, you need to have your, I would use your school account. And what this account gets you, it's going to be one teacher account, gets like 35 kids for free. It's kind of limited. There's a paid version. We don't have the paid version, and that's okay. Really, what we want to be able to do, though, is know, okay, well, what does the curriculum look like? Well, let's say I teach third grade, right? So in third grade, if I click on that, it's going to bring me to my grade 3 overview. It tells me what grade 3 mathematics is about. It tells me my missions. So the missions are the modules, right? In Engage New York, they're called modules. In Zearn, they're called missions. And kids go through these they can kind of self-pace, though Zearn recommends that they go through 4 lessons a week, complete 4 lessons a week in Zearn to get good results and all that. That's good to know. There's plenty of good information. You can not only figure out this overview stuff here, but you can click on the mission overview and get a PDF. You can view the mission and see what's going to happen. So our first one is multiply and divide friendly numbers here. Okay. And so when I click on the mission, it gives me everything for my teacher-led instruction, which, hey, I can use that in my online instruction as well. There's problem sets and homework, fluency, word problems, small group lessons, very useful for us as teachers. So then we've got all our lessons. We can click on that and see what it looks like. Pretty much every Zearn lesson is going to start with a number gym, which is fluency, Discovery Canyon. There's always like 2 fluency activities, and then your guided practice is going to be the math, teaching or exploration, and then independent practice is that Tower of Power, and then sometimes there's a bonus as well. And we can go through this and see that it goes pretty much through the whole module. There's some modules where it skips a lesson or so because, teaching engaging work, it can be kind of repetitive, but it does have all the modules here. And so we can set kids in the module we want them to be in. If we were starting mission 1, just start them in mission 1, no big deal. Reports, we can find these. This is really useful for us. We can find, pace, progress. Pace is like, I think it's how fast we're going through this. We'll see. Yeah, so it's showing us how many lessons per week. Obviously, my kids aren't working on this very much in the summer. And then progress is going to tell us something else. It tells us, I think, how much they've gone through, each mission. This will give more of a mission overview. So you can see I didn't really use Zearn too much in my classroom this year. I think I will be using it a lot more this school year. But the thing, obviously, because, we're going to be virtual at least part of the year. Then Tower Alerts, this is really important for us because as teachers, we can look and we can see, okay, who's struggling on which one. So here I have Yamilet was struggled with mission 6, lesson 9. Analyze this, analyze that, which data. So now I can pull her for a small group, or I can pull her with a small group or a one-on-one lesson. Same thing with sprint alerts. Like, are there kids that are not doing well with the fluency? Either way is very, helpful. So are there some kids? I don't have any alerts for that. But what we want to know is, okay, how do we add students? So like I said, you get up to 35 kids in one class per teacher. It used to be a lot more, and you could have multiple classes, but they've kind of like scaled back. Um, so what I do is, and this it kind of sucks in that it takes a little bit of time. I could add a student. I could add a student. So last name example. Okay, and some kids are already on Zearn. I did have Zearn set up for my class. I didn't really use it, but they have accounts. So if they already have an account, they can just sign in and use this class code to join your class. But for the sake of posterity, let's go ahead and say this is my, student example, and then it'll generate a username and password. We don't want to do that. We don't want kids to be um, thinking. So we want to give them their S number. So let's say their S number is 894. This put in their S number and put in their password the way that they're used to entering their password. I would always use their birth date. You get that information, of course, from Infinite Campus. So you could say, um, their password, do it day, month, year, 2 digits / 2 digits / 2 digits. And then you can add that student. You can place them in the grade. Oh, you can go all the way to 8th grade. I don't know why, because it only goes to 5th grade. But then we can choose a starting point. Okay, say I want to start them in, I don't know, multiply and divide tricky numbers. Who knows? You can even within this, you can select the topic. And then you can, of course, print the username and password. It's not going to be, it's not going to be easy to do this. We'll have to figure out how to send this out to parents. But really, we should just be able to tell them, if we set it up this way, we can just say, use their S number, no S, and their password. Go to zearn.org, S number, no S, and password, okay? So again, kids kind of work through this on their own. You can read more about Zearn online on the website if you want to. You can see I've got quite a few. This student I just did as an example hasn't joined because they do have to put in that code. So you'll have to say, okay, this is my class code. And honestly, what I would even do is just log in and I would log in for each student using their username and password that I set up and put the class code in. And it's just one less step. It's a little bit more work for you, but it's one less step. And at least you'll know all the kids are there. You don't have to worry about tracking them down. So Zearn is a really cool tool to use. I think it's really great. You can learn. They have help. They have resources. They have a lot of things. We can even try it as a student and see what it looks like for a student, which I think I have to try Zearn as a student. I can't show you through this, but you can try it as a student for yourself and you can see. But Zearn, again, I think for grades 3 through 5 is a really excellent way to do it. It doesn't really integrate well with Google Classroom, but doesn't have to. So yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to me, or Ms. Calderon is also a great Zearn user. Oh, and that's another thing. Zearn has packets that you can print out for students. They go with each lesson. How we get those to kids, I'm not exactly sure, but I think we have to be kind of on point together and say, okay, we're going to start here and do this. But